Hello, everyone. My name is Leah Kimple, and I am the Public Relations Strategist at Fusion Medical Staffing. Thank you so much for tuning in to this podcast today. I'm so excited to be here and to help facilitate a really amazing and educational conversation with Fusion's client and traveler experience team. I am here with three amazing experts, but I want to do a quick round of introductions and let them kind of tell you a little bit of their story before we start talking about some three big topics that is really prevalent for Fusion and in the healthcare staffing industry right now. So let's start with Alyx. Alyx Smeal, can you please tell us how long you've been at Fusion and what you do in a nutshell?
Yeah, thanks, Leah. I'm Alyx Smeal. I've been here at Fusion for a little over 8 years. I started at the front desk, learned a lot about medical staffing here, moved up to our housing department as a housing coordinator, then ended up in the tech space as a business analyst. And just recently, when we started our customer experience, traveler experience department, now a digital customer experience analyst, helping to build the best digital experience for our travelers on our web and our coming app, just to make that a seamless vision of what we have here at Fusion.
That's so amazing. And Alyx, you having that background in housing means that in my mind, you're already a pro at dealing with pain points with travelers. Like you've already heard kind of some of the frustrations and you know how to create an experience for them that is really comfortable in their assignments. So I think you're the perfect person to help us speak on some of these topics today.
Yeah, we definitely hear a lot of pain points from our travelers, and we're listening, and we're hoping to build out, some of those best digital experiences that they can have.
Thanks so much, Alyx. We'll hear a little bit more about that in just a minute. Let's go to Thea now. What is your position and how are you supporting travelers?
Yeah, thank you, Leah. So my position here at Fusion is the Director of Traveler Experience. How do I support travelers? Well, that is based off of what our travelers' needs are. So how did I get here really is just kind of a cool story. I've been with Fusion for almost 10 years now. The majority of my career has been over on the sales side of the house. I've been able to experience travelers on the nursing side as well as on the allied side. And so it's been really neat as I've gone through multiple different layers with the experience that I didn't even know it was going to lead me to where I'm at today. So having that recruiter background as well as just kind of problem solving with travelers is kind of brought me where I am today.
I love it. I mean, between the two of you guys, I feel like I'm among greatness when it comes to knowing about travelers. Like it's really cool to be here. And on the flip side, speaking of greatness, we have Shanna Shore-Matthews. Shanna, you work a lot with clients, so you really understand what they're looking for in travelers, what they're looking for in candidates. Can you explain your position a little bit for us?
Yeah, thank you, Leah. My name is Shanna Shore-Matthews, and I am the Director of Client and Vendor Experience here at Fusion. And in a nutshell, I work with all of our clients, whether they are hospital facilities, long-term care facilities, home health, or rehab centers, and work with all of our clients to hear what they're really looking for, what they truly need from travelers, and how can Fusion help best make their patient care setting the best that it can be so that they can offer the best patient care and outcomes in their facilities. And it's been just wonderful to talk with all of our clients across the country to really understand what makes their facility different and unique and what it is that they're looking for. And then I work very closely with Thea on a daily basis so that we can share information back and forth so that we can make sure that our travelers ultimately have a great assignment in the environment that they're placed in.
Amazing. Yeah, and between the three of you guys, we have such amazing perspectives and such amazing experiences. Shauna, can you tell us how long you've been in the staffing industry as well?
Yes, I have been in healthcare staffing for 22 years, and I started out as a recruiter a very long time ago. And from there, I went into recruitment leadership. I've done some training. I've done MSP operations and vendor partnerships. And then I joined Fusion about a little over 3 years ago now. I've been at Fusion, and it's just been a wonderful journey. I absolutely love this industry. I don't feel like it's coming to work every day at all. I love it.
I love that. And I'm not going to do the math because I'll embarrass myself, but that's a lot of years between the three of you guys doing, spending time with travelers, understanding the needs of our clients and things like that. So I'm really excited to start this conversation off. You guys make such a big impact within Fusion's walls, but you also make a huge impact with the travelers we're working with, Shanna with the facilities that we're working with. So thank you guys for being so passionate about your work. Today on this podcast episode, we're going to be talking about three big topics with these experts. We're going to be talking about the traveler experience, we're going to be talking about loyalty, and maybe even some insights on Fusion's brand new app. So let's start with this idea of the traveler experience. Now, Shanna and Thea, you're kind of the experts in this space. And this is a relatively new team at Fusion. We've obviously always cared about this, but to have specific designated people in these roles to craft this experience and continuously improving it, I want to know what kind of support our travelers can expect from this traveler experience team, and why is this so important for travelers that Fusion offers this now?
Here's the thing. We don't know what we don't know. Shanna and I laugh all the time about how we walk in every single day and we're like, what the heck? How did we get so fortunate to actually have this opportunity to be able to like craft what we see this vision as a really impactful experience? So when it comes to the support that we want to provide to you, is really just going to be unique to you guys. I don't want our travelers and our clients to be shy to say, this is something that kind of happened and it didn't make me feel good, right? What other company out there has a line to call to say, this happened and it's weird and I don't like it. We might not be able to fix it on the fly, but at the end of the day, those moments really just kind of like start to stack up, and overall, they create this experience that at Fusion, if we can kind of just start to peel away at those layers that are really good and then find those ones that might be a little bit stinky, because that's the way the world works, we'll get there. We'll get to where we're going, and we will help you get to where you're going as effortlessly as possible.
And you're kind of being really realistic with what they're experiencing. Everything's not always going to be sunshine and roses. Sometimes we're going to have uncomfortable conversations with people. And you guys, we've already talked about the experience that you guys have, but you guys have dealt with a lot of those situations already. Shanna, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, our travelers and our clients can reach out to us in a variety of different ways. They can reach out from our social media pages. They can reach out from our website and go into our info box. They can reach out to us individually. We send surveys on a pretty consistent basis. And we really want to know what it is that's going right and what's not going right. What can we do better, or what do they not like and why? And sometimes the issues are pretty easily resolvable. Sometimes it's as easy as a conversation and a little bit of understanding on both sides about what's really happening that might not be seamless. And then other times, maybe it'll take us a little bit longer to fix. Maybe we need to put a project in place to enhance something that we have an opportunity to improve. But whatever it is, we want to hear about it. And we want to learn about what is it really like out there? What is it that our teams can do to support you in any way possible, from the recruitment experience, or payroll, for housing? What is it that's going right and what's not? And we really do want to hear about it and fix it and make it right.
So I can already tell that the big theme of this conversation is going to be listening. We are listening. So with that in mind, what's kind of the goal or the mission of the traveler experience team? Thea, do you want to take that one for us?
Yeah. To ensure that everyone's life that we touch is better. I'm going to go straight back to the founder of the company and his statement. We talk about that on our team more consistently than ever before. And I'm going to put a little plug in for surveys because everybody rolls their eyes at them, and it's perfectly fine. I did too before going into this particular role. But I'll tell you, literally we comb through every single one of those, and it's like, what exactly can we take from this information that we're getting from this particular traveler and or client, and how do we really improve it, and what are those common themes? So we truly just want to touch everybody's life and make it impactful in every way, and we don't know exactly what that means to each person. So that is going to look different for everybody.
And Shanna, let's kick this next question to you. What does relationship-based support mean to our traveler experience team, and why does it matter?
It means that we really want to get to know each traveler personally and each client personally. Every traveler has a different situation, different things that drive them to travel, different things that drive them to care for the patients that they care for. And we want to know what that is, what makes everybody unique. What works for one person might not work for the other. And our team really wants to lean into what those things are so that we can make their experience a good one. And it really does matter because the happier that our travelers are, the better the patient care outcomes will be. And ultimately, that's why we all come to work every single day.
I love that. Shauna, do you mind flipping it a little bit? So let's talk about Fusion. So I know that Fusion is special and that we're different, but how does our approach to the traveler experience team actually set us apart?
It is really different because nobody else does things in a unique way that's catered to the individual. A lot of our business is very process and policy driven because in some instances it does have to be if we're talking about joint commission or contractual obligations. A lot of what we do does have to be very methodical. However, working within those confines, we can use the personal relationships with each of our travelers and each of our clients to work within those processes to still create a good experience. And that's something that doesn't happen. And we're really looking to make that the way that we approach our travelers and our clients so that it just feels a lot more personal to them.
Thea, pretend that a traveler is having a horrible time on their assignment. They don't know, they're having a conflict. They don't know how to work through it. They're just really frustrated. They need to talk to someone on your team, on the traveler experience team. How do they get in touch with you guys?
531-999-1934. I wrote that down on a sticky note just so I could remember. But pick up the phone. That is first and foremost. If for some odd reason that doesn't work, in other words, you don't get somebody to pick up on the other line, you can go to our chatbot that's on our website and you can put in a message there. Otherwise, we have a customer experience at fusionmedstaff.com. That's an inbox. So you yourself can kind of ask yourself, is this something immediate where I just need to pick up the phone and call? Or is this something that I would want to decompress? I want to like set up a time with the team later on to call, or later on to talk, and we can get you scheduled that way too.
I love that. Very accessible, right?
Yeah.
That's our whole thing. So I would love to hear both of your perspectives on this. Thea, we can start with you. What are some of the key insights you've learned by collecting that feedback? How is that helping Fusion implement new processes?
One of the key insights I've learned is that our clients and our customer are wildly different. And the way that we as a company communicate with all the different customers that we have, that's going to look different. That's just the way the world works. So it's been interesting as we're gathering insights, what one type or what one group of people wants could be wildly different than the other. So how do we as a company accomplish both and get both of those parties or multiple parties to feel really like that is customizable to them? So it's pretty unique in the sense of not very many companies have a vast variety of customers in one organization.
Amazing. Shanna, do you have anything to add about any insights that you've learned and that your team has really been able to implement into your guys' workload?
Our clients aren't necessarily as concerned or looking at the clinical skill aspect of a traveler. It's important to them and they want somebody who has those skills. But the most important thing to our clients is the softer skills of how are the patients treated? Are the travelers kind? Do they fit in with the staff that they have? And I find that that is very valuable insight because it really helps to make sure that the assignment is successful. The more that Fusion can learn about the client and pass that on to a traveler. A rural long-term care facility might be a perfect fit for one traveler and it might not be for another, and that's okay. There's a variety of different places to choose from. But it was very eye-opening for me when I would have conversations with our clients, and that's really what it is that they're looking for.
Amazing. Thank you for that. So I know that we've kind of established how accessible we are, and how whenever travelers are having issues, they can come to us at any point and say, I need help with this, I need advice on this. But when we're talking about actually asking for feedback, how often are your guys' teams doing that? And what can our travelers expect as far as like the channels they'll receive it from? And again, how often they'll get that? Maybe Thea, you want to take that one?
So you'll get a ton of surveys. So we're trying to be cognizant of survey fatigue. So bear with us as we try to figure out what the perfect balance is for that. But other times too that you're going to definitely hear from our team is anytime you really go through what we call a transition. So we know one of the most valuable relationships that you're going to have as a traveler is with your recruiter. The recruiter job right now is extremely hard, though. Everybody's journey as a recruiter ends at some particular point in life. Sometimes people move on from the industry. Sometimes they get promoted within the company. Sometimes they go work at a competitor. But at the end of the day, we know that impacts you as a traveler as you're kind of put in this like limbo phase of like, well, what's next for me? So that is one time that you'll definitely hear from my team. It's going to be hey, we're kind of the bad news bearer, right? The person that you were working with, they're breaking up with you, not because of you, but because of other opportunities. But talking through what is going to be best suitable for you as the traveler going forward. So we want to definitely know those non-negotiables for you as your relationship, or what your relationship is with your recruiter, and then what you loved about your past recruiter, and then those things and past experiences that just didn't fit right, because we know that not every human being is going to connect with another human being. So we're going to do our best for that moving forward. You'll also kind of like annoyingly hear from us after that too, because we want to make sure that initial connection with your recruiter feels good. And then we'll give it some time, and we will then also follow up with you, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks after that as well.
I love that. And what I hear when you say that is we have your back.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You may be in this limbo stage. You may feel a little annoyed by the surveys that you're getting, but regardless, our CX team and Fusion as a whole has your back as a traveler, no matter what you're dealing with. So in the same vein of that, what's the strategy for providing quick and accurate solutions to people whenever we do spot problems?
Empowerment. And just doing the right thing. So Shanna had said it earlier. We live in this field of a lot of processes. And at some particular point, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, this is a human being. And my team is very empowered to just do the right thing. So on the fly, what's the right thing to do? We go, we make those decisions. And at the end of the day, we talk through, can we back up exactly what we did? And if we can, then we kind of like move on. We learn from it if for some reason it didn't work. And then we learn from it when it does, and we say, that was awesome. Let's do that again.
Amazing. Shanna, I'd love to know what is your favorite way to make an impact as a core member of the traveler and client experience team?
I'd like to hear what's going on, hear what's going right, and do more of that, hear where we can improve, and then really think and get creative on how we can solve that problem. And working with our entire team together every day is really, it's a lot of fun because we each bring a different set of knowledge base and experience, and how we tackle and solve problems is pretty fast. Actually, we're very, very nimble when something comes in and needs to be done. And the impact is sometimes faster in some situations than others, but it definitely doesn't take us months and months and months to have a resolution. So I would say that would be the impact.
Amazing. We have one final question in this section of our conversation, and I know Thea's going to take this one. So, Thea, if the traveler experience team had a mascot, what would it be and why?
Guys, this is so good. So sit with me for just a second, right? So I'm talking with the girls on the CX team the other day, and I was like, man, we're going to get this mascot question. I'm like, it should be something weird like a beet, right? Like what you eat, like an actual beet. So I'm like pondering it as I'm doing my weird yoga things the other day. And I was like, oh my gosh, our mascot is straight up like the yin yang symbol, but it also is like a bee underneath the dirt. And let me explain this to you.
I'm going to need a drawing of this. Oh my goodness.
So the yin and yang, right? So in any tough situation, let's call it black for just visual. There is a little white dot there's like a piece of light that comes out of this black hole that you might feel like you're in. And when we're talking about an experience is going to have those moments. But without that black, you're never actually going to see the white, right? And sometimes you also get this white, shiny object, right? That's also just like, this is the greatest thing ever. But let's be real, that's not going to last forever. And there's just going to be this curveball that's thrown your way. And you're like, oh, that wasn't what I was expecting. So as an experienced team, we need to be very much open to both sides of stuff, the good, the bad. And sometimes it's hidden under dirt. And sometimes people love it, right? And sometimes people think that they're really funky. But at the end of the day, if you can really just like start to be honest with yourself, with your experience, and you share it with other people, there's really something very beautiful that is underneath the dirt. So that's...
It sounds like I need to call the marketing team ASAP and change. We need to change our swag that we're handing out at TravCon. We need to make some yin yang symbols and some beats and some dirt, and maybe hand out packets of dirt. And Thea can explain all of this at TravCon.
Way deep. But it makes sense, right?
Totally.
All right, tattoos. Let's do it.
No, I love it. Okay, so we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about loyalty. More specifically, we want to talk about Fusion's brand new loyalty program, and that is something that Alyx has had a huge piece in shaping. So Alyx and Thea are going to kind of take us on this journey and explain to us what this loyalty program is. So Alyx, what inspired us to develop a traveler loyalty program, and why is this important to our travelers? Why should they care about it?
I think it all goes back to this whole traveler focus. I will be the first to admit here at Fusion, we're not perfect, but the one thing that we are doing is we're learning, right? And so by creating a traveler experience, a customer experience team, what we're saying is we're listening, right? We know that recognition of our loyal travelers is long overdue. Travelers in our space don't last forever. And so we really need to acknowledge and appreciate, give credit where credit is due. Any traveler who stays with us for any length of time deserves appreciation. So, I mean, as a former teacher and as a mother of young children, I am the first to say that, like, I have a sticker chart at home, right? And I give my kids stickers for the things that the normal behaviors that they're doing, and then more stickers for going above and beyond. And then when they're done filling up the sticker chart, then they get to pick some sort of prize, and it makes something that's meaningful to them. So I'm not equating our travelers to children, but we all love a little extra incentive, right? I mean, who doesn't have an app with, you know, a Starbucks, a Sephora, an IHG, a loyalty program on it, where you get perks and points for doing what you normally do, but then more for going above and beyond. Here at Fusion, we are trying to take a piece from, we're not recreating the wheel. We're taking a piece from what we all know, and we're just finally taking that time, because we now have this space in the customer experience team, to actually go out and make something official. And so our hope with the loyalty program is to do that and to actually give that little extra acknowledgement. Yes, our travelers get paid for what they do. Yes, we do currently offer, you know, swag and different incentives and benefits and perks. But by going a step further and creating an official loyalty program, we hope to really give them that extra thank you that they deserve.
Absolutely. I love that. So this is a new program at Fusion, and you have really taken the initiative of creating it and listening to travelers before creating all of the aspects of it, right? So explain to us what beta testing is. So if someone doesn't know what beta testing is, explain that to us, and kind of explain your process of building out the beta testing section of, or process of, this loyalty program.
I love a good beta test. So a beta test to me is not just like throwing a dart at a wall. A beta test is actually involving real life people doing real life things. So in this case, we created a beta test of a loyalty program, pulled pieces from a lot of common currently existing loyalty programs, throughout multiple spaces. We identified a group. So right now we are testing our loyalty program in a beta test with first-time travelers on their first assignments. So while we would have loved to have included a multitude of our travelers or, reached out to our travelers who have been loyal, this was a way for us to identify the most important piece, which is get data. So we created a control group and a beta group, and we have a 15-week period where they're earning points for doing the activities that they're currently doing, which is working on assignment, signing second placements or extensions, and then also participating in feedback and surveys, which again, we've said is like extremely important in our area. And I want to second what Thea said. I was one who would see, and this is kind of a tangent, but see surveys come through and just kind of not acknowledge them. But really, we are taking feedback. And so in the beta test, not only are we watching what these travelers naturally do and how an incentive and points encourages them to continue to do these functions, but we are also gathering feedback from the travelers who are in this program on what they like, what they dislike. Do they like points? Do they like going towards tiers? Do they like swag? Do they like cash? I mean, who doesn't? But what are those things? Because we are looking to continue to build products, processes, things like a loyalty program, not off our assumptions. We've done that long enough. We're done assuming what our travelers want. We really want to use real travelers, real feedback to build these products and these programs.
Amazing. Thea, I kind of want to open it up to you. You have spent years in a recruiter position working with travelers, helping them reach their goals and listening to them and understanding them. What do you think the perception of a loyalty program is to our travelers, and how needed do you think this is?
We want our travelers to come back to Fusion. And when you go buy things from a store, what are the things that make you want to come back, right? We're kind of want to lay the groundwork to be like, no, this should actually be the new norm. You should get perks for doing things that you do on a normal basis. Just like when you spend thousands of dollars at Sephora, you should get free stuff, right? As a traveler, you should get free things when you continue to work with the same company. So I think we have yet to even know what it's going to do to our industry yet.
And the cool thing about your guys' team is that, as we have established, you're listening. So you'll know how they feel about the loyalty program as long as people fill out those surveys, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Or just call us.
Seriously.
I'm like, pick up the phone.
531-999-1934.
Boom. I knew the sticky note would do us good.
I love it. Okay, Alyx, how can travelers join the Pathfinder's Perks program?
We are still doing a lot of work on this. Again, we are not just going to slap a Band-Aid on something and throw out a loyalty program. So we really want to do our due diligence to really figure out what travelers want as far as acknowledgement. That's the goal of this. We are looking to acknowledge our travelers for what they've done. In that case, it's not going to be something that's only specific to some travelers. So when we do launch this, hopefully early 2025, all Fusion travelers will be automatically enrolled in the program. However, in order to watch your points being earned, to manage your points, to look for new points earning opportunities, a traveler will need a profile on our website or our mobile app, which will be also a feature coming this fall. So really excited for that. But until then, we are building a wait list. So if anybody wants to keep in the know on the loyalty program, there will be a wait list that you can sign up for, and we'll keep you up to date on what we're going to be rolling out.
Do you think that the industry as a whole has just areas of improvement when it comes to thanking travelers and appreciating them and doing even little things that make them feel special and appreciated? Is that something that our whole industry should keep an eye on?
like I said, I am looking through each one of those surveys. An open-ended question, if you write something in there, I have read it and I am keeping a log of it. So I have heard, of swag or offerings from other areas, but it sounds like overall, and I think it probably goes back to frontline workers during COVID. It was a period of time where there was compensation that came out, and I think that kind of equated to this appreciation. Well, we're through that, right? And we're in kind of back to our norm again. And I've noticed some sentiment in these feedback surveys that just says that, like, we're still here with you. Do you see us? And I want that to be like, I am reading every single one of these. So when I have one line that says, this other company gives these quarter zips and I see them walking around in them, where are ours? Okay, you want quarter zips. That's great. Or what do we do with this part of our benefits? It's the opportunity is there. I think that not everyone is acknowledging it, and so that's where we're going, and we're going to listen and hopefully build something out from that.
You said that in feedback you've read, it has said, we are still here with you. Do you see us? I got chills when you said it. We have talked about this so much, that the pandemic was a huge crisis situation for everyone in our industry, everyone in healthcare in general, and being able to turn the mirror on ourselves and say, how can we keep supporting these travelers as if we're in a crisis situation still, because that's what matters and that's what we need. We need quality healthcare professionals taking care of patients and improving patient care and making sure that outcomes are always as good as they can be. So thank you for sharing that feedback with me specifically. That's great, and it's great to hear that we are being very, very intentional about reading that. And it's kudos to you, Alyx. We are going to switch to our final topic now. It is so cool that Fusion has developed a brand new app. Our teams have been working really, really, really hard on a product that people want to use. They want to have it on their phone. They want to use it as a platform to find their next job and make it easier to do that. Alyx and Thea have been working really hard to listen to travelers, understand what this app should look like, and this is the time you guys get to brag on yourselves, brag on this product. So I'm really excited to hear about it. Thea, let's start with you. How do you think the app enhances the job search experience for our travelers?
Yeah, people don't walk around with computers anymore, And so it's like, why are we expecting people to go to the library to look for jobs or use their web browser? We are just a little archaic in this particular area. We'll just call it what it is. And so we want your, again, effortless through your journey. That's really our goal through all of this. And an app is just kind of like the simple thing. Is it going to get us above and beyond everybody? Absolutely not. We're just kind of catching up with the times, but you don't have to carry around a computer anymore to search for jobs.
Love that. I get to toss mine out the window.
Yeah.
Alyx, if you have anything else to add to that, we'd love to hear it. But also, kind of tell us. This app's free, right?
Oh, of course. So, piggybacking off of what Thea said, you can, look up our website on your phone. That's great. A mobile experience, but an app just streamlines. And with the profile, like I mentioned, coming in the fall, is more personalized experience. So we try and think of this app as the traveler companion. It's there with you. You're waiting in line somewhere, you pop it open. There's the ability to save searches, save favorite jobs. You're with the profile, you're linked to your recruiter through our Bullhorn database. So it's kind of that streamlined communication. It's that streamlined functionality. You open up the app and you picked up where you left off, right? You've saved that search. You can just go click your filtered search and it takes you back. We're constantly updating the job feeds, so new jobs are coming in. Notifications will come later on, but it's just, we're looking to grow this app experience as that one-stop shop, that place where you're in line, you pick up your phone, and you're looking for that next thing. You're updating your profile, you're putting in your credentials. It's a game changer to me. The website's great for a lot of functionality, but apps just streamline that, make it quicker, more convenient, and that's what we want for our travelers. We want we don't want you to have to think. We want to do it for you. And that's what we're hoping this app can do.
So if a traveler is a little nervous about things like personal data security, how are your teams ensuring that all of our travelers' profile information is super safe and that they have nothing to worry about?
I want to first say that at Fusion, we do not and will never sell your personal data or information. Like, I want to make that extremely clear. We do have amazing app dev and tech teams who are, keeping all of our functionality and our databases secure. From the app itself, we have authentication that is built in, that if a traveler creates a profile, they are authenticating themselves before they log in. So on the app itself, we have authentication, but also for the database, our Bullhorn database is secure, and our tech teams are constantly staying up to date on any functionality that we can use to keep that information safe and secure.
Okay, so you mentioned job opportunities updating and stuff in the app. Can you tell us how often that happens?
From our database, our job database updates every 15 minutes. Wow. So it's not saying that Fusion is getting new jobs in every 15 minutes, but if we do, we are refreshing that job feed. We're adding new jobs as they come in. They'll refresh every 15 minutes. So multiple times a day, you should see new jobs. Can I pull jobs out of thin air in departments or divisions where they don't exist? No. But I like to think that Fusion does have access to a lot of jobs, and we are trying to get them in front of you as soon as possible in real time.
I'll make note to that too. It's just a little caveat. Nothing is ever fully up to date either, especially in our world. There may be a job that you've applied for. You see it's still open. You get a call from the recruiter saying it's been closed because that information has been given to them, not necessarily through the portal or the channel in which we scrape jobs. So just make note that we're only as good as the information that's put into like our scraping system too. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's good realistic expectation setting for anyone who's looking for their next position.
Yeah.
So similar to our loyalty program, used beta testing during the creation of the app. Why was that important to do that for this app?
Again, just like we said in loyalty, betas are awesome because it's real time, real feedback, real travelers. So we started off the app with an alpha test, which included internal testers, recruiters, salespeople, operations specialists, speaking on behalf of their pain points and the pain points they see for their travelers. We're now including about 150 testers that are travelers that opted in through the newsletter that they had the opportunity they saw come through, signed on for that. And so the real-time feedback from real travelers is a top priority. So as part of the beta test, they get to actually use the app. They will be actually utilizing the app as it is. They can create profiles, they can save the searches, they can apply for jobs on the app as it is, but also built in there is a feedback form, which is what we're really, really hoping for. We can follow the traveler the beta tester activity on what they're using, but it's really that feedback form that's built into the app where we hope to hear what they don't like, what they love, and maybe some future functionality. Any new features, that's what we want to hear. And so that feedback form will live in the app once we release. And once we release, everyone will become kind of a beta tester because we created this app at Fusion, but we want to say that our travelers created the app. So it's going to be a constant state. What we're presenting when we first released the app is really a better functionality of job searches. But really, we've all seen apps and like the world is our oyster. So tell us what you want to see next. There's a form built in there for a reason. It's the same thing with our feedback and our surveys. We want to hear and we are listening. So I am super excited about this app launching very soon. And I want to keep releasing things that make our travelers excited.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing such an amazing explanation of the app, the loyalty program, the customer or the traveler and client experience teams. Before we wrap up, do either of you have any final words of either advice or encouragement maybe to travelers who have stuck around with us throughout this podcast? Is there anything you guys want to say?
We're listening. We
Oh,
hear
that's so
you.
good.
Speak up. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. It's your journey. And we don't know, I'm going to say this, we don't know what we don't know. And so to Alex's point, we're listening. So maybe that needs to be like on the little beat guy.
On our new logo.
It's like,
yes.
has beats on it that we're listening,
Oh,
but we
heck
really
yeah.
are listening. So
So good. Well, thank you all three of you, Shanna, Thea, and Alyx. Thank you guys so much for joining us to have this conversation today. Just like always, and just like they said today, we are listening and we want to hear feedback from you. We want to hear concerns, questions. Do not be afraid to hit us up. You can reach us at fusionmedstaff.com. You can go to all of our social media pages. I'm looking at Thea's a sticky note that has the phone number to call the Traveler Experience team. It's 531-999-1934. So don't forget that. Tattoo it on your hand if you need to. Also super exciting, you can talk to Thea and Alyx at TravCon this year. They'll be at booth 305. They'll have a suggestion box for you guys to write down any suggestions that you have for the team or any concerns that you have. If you don't want to talk about those in person, you can do that, but you can also talk to them. They're super fun and super casual to talk to, and I know that they will be so welcoming, inviting, and whenever they're at the booth. So do not be afraid to come up to them. Thank you guys again so much for doing this conversation with us, and thank you to everyone who stuck around and listened. And yeah, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you.